frame. It's Sunday morning. It's almost 8:30. I got a pretty decent start this morning. I'm gonna start. Okay, I'm gonna probably maybe sandblast some of these parts, or at least a little bit. Um, the control arms. I only care about what you're gonna see, so I might just hit them up really quick. And that's goddamn dog barking. Anyways, I'm just gonna do a quick paint job on the control arms because I might just go back with an aftermarket control arm, but oh yeah, and I also need to stay away from the bushings and stuff. So that's the other thing, I want to stay away from the bushings. Spindles, I'm not too focused on blasting them. I don't want to get into this, even though I taped them off, the media and the spindle bearings, stuff like this, stuff like that. I don't want to get too marred up or anything. Yeah, got the rear end hanging. That's what that's what I'm concerned about the most, is blasting the rear end, getting it cleaned up, and the sway bars. These bars right here, I don't know if I'm going to blast them too much. I might just rough them up with Scotch-Brite. Yeah, that's what I was really planning on doing with the control arms, is just roughing them up with Scotch-Brite. So I don't know if I'm going to put the blaster on them much at all. Yeah, rear end. I'm really just going to try to stay away from these areas. Like, I'm not going to try to do too much up here or around here because you don't want to get into the vent. I do have bolts. I found some bolts. These are standard thread, but they're extremely point. These bolts, that's for the wheel cylinders. So yeah, I do plan on rebuilding the rear end at some point in time, but I definitely want to at least get it cleaned up. So I might have all this stuff painted before noon. I would be damned if I wasn't. Oh yeah, one more thing. I've been using packaging tape on my hood. It actually works pretty good as a sacrificial layer, but you just got to keep changing it. But it's a lot better than buying a new hood every weekend or whatever you want to do. Okay, so anyways, I'm just gonna get started on blasting this shaky. It's kind of getting windy out. I'm getting everything set up, blowy. Yeah, this is an awesome idea. I'm gonna take some Scotch-Brite to these parts because they're not the best done, so they'll do. Spindles actually look really good, but I don't care about the control arms anyways. So sway bars and those front, whatever they're called, the stiffeners, whatever they're called, they actually sandblasted really good. But the rear end, it's still kind of dodgy, but I'll just take some Scotch-Brite. The rear end cover, I don't care for that. I'm gonna probably replace that with like an aluminum one or something. So I didn't even care to really blast that. But yeah, I'll probably get everything painted here probably before noon. Right hand. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, do stuff. I'm about to wipe down all the parts. I do have some of this left over. I got a little bit left. It does say reduce it down. If you're air spraying it, you can reduce it down with acetone up to 15%. So I'll probably use this on like the control arms and maybe the sway bars. But I got chassis saver over there right now. I'm going to try to use that on the spindles and the rear end. That should get me through that. Done? Did I mention that already? I don't know, but I'm done. I'm just going to give it a week to dry if all goes well. Well, if all goes well, that's kind of up for interpretation, but maybe I'll start assembling everything next weekend. But yeah, I pretty much just have a week to let all this stuff dry. I'll probably keep it out here for a couple hours and then I can move it in. Hopefully at that point I can at least maybe touch it. I got all of this painted with the chassis saver that I had left. I was actually really surprised, but I didn't have to use that enamel at all. So I did touch up a couple areas on the frame. I had like a area up here, and then right down here on that brace I had an area that was a little thin. So I got that touched up. I'm sure there's more areas that need touched up, but I'm pretty happy with this frame. It looks really good. I mean, there's a you know, a few imperfections, but the whole frame isn't, the whole car is an imperfection. Okay, bye.